Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session on how to generate 100 leads before next week. If you are joining me live today, either on Facebook or on Zoom, say hey, let me know where you're from. And I'm going to do a little survey before we get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Danielle Ceballos. I am the president of Kelly Roach International and several of our other companies. And in my various roles within our companies, I have seen all of the trends, all of the phases with lead generation. So I want to get a little pulse on where everybody is. So if you are someone who is brand new to business, you are trying to generate your first 100 leads, I want you to let me know in the chat below. If you are someone who has been in business for a while and you are feeling like you can generate leads sort of, but they're really inconsistent and you don't really know, like you don't have a system, you're like kind of hoping they come from places, but you don't really know how to go get them. You just kind of are like posting and getting some traction, and then sometimes you don't, and it's really inconsistent. Let me know that if you're kind of in that middle phase. And then there's some of you here who are super experienced business owners. You are literally always bringing in new leads, but you are running a company that's high six figures, low seven figures, and you have to keep up with a growing company and the demands that come from that. So if that's you, let me know that too. I want to know in the chat who's here, how am I tailoring this, what angles we're going to talk about, because there are a million ways to get leads in today's online world. Okay, I've got some middles. Oh, I've got a lot of middles. Okay, great. That's perfect. Middles are amazing because that means you have some raw materials to start with, but you know you need a system. So I love, love, love this. Okay, so we got a couple new, lots of middles. Love, love, love the middles. Okay. Oh, Lindsay, you are the last one. And girl, I know that because we have so many companies where we're always looking for new ways. We're constantly growing and you have to fuel that, right? Like if you want to keep doing bigger launches, then you really need to figure out exactly how to generate leads in volume, right? In mass. So, all right, today we're diving into all of the ways that you can generate leads that don't have to do with ads. So, disclaimer here, for years, and we still do this, okay? We still do this. We have run lots and lots of ads. We've run ads for opt-ins for our lead magnets. We have run ads for our launches and workshops. So we are very, very, very pro running ads. However, what we have seen in the last like 6 months to almost a year is that when people come in from just an ad, they take much, much longer to buy than they used to. So 4 years ago, somebody could come in from an ad, attend 3 days of a workshop, get on a call with our team member, and buy a $30,000 coaching program just like that. How many of you were doing business when that was how business was done? It's pretty easy back then. How many of you were selling online during that season of business? I want to know. Okay, so that used to happen. Now, somebody comes in from an ad, they could come to 6 workshops before they buy a $500 offer, right? How many of you see like, okay, now just to get someone to buy a $500 offer or a $5,000 offer, they need to be in my ecosystem for years, okay? What we are seeing is we need people, if we're trying to make consistent sales in our business, we need people in our ecosystem who are familiar with what we do, how we do it, how we help them. We need them to be constantly seeing what we're doing, constantly seeing the offer before they'll be able to take action, which means you can no longer just rely on cold ad leads to a launch. Those days are just gone. Can you get sales from cold ad leads? Absolutely. Every time we launch, we get sales from cold ad leads. But for us, we're on that other end, not newbies, not middle. We know that we're not going to get the volume we want if that's our only approach. So whether you are brand new and you don't have a single lead in your database, or you're running a $3 million company, it doesn't matter, because all of us need to look at our lead generation strategy as a diversified approach. So even if you're spending $100,000 on ads a month, you still have to have a system where you're generating leads and having conversations. So our workshop is titled How to Generate Your Next 100 Leads by Next Week, because whether you're brand new or whether you are very, very experienced in business and have a full sales team, this is a process that will never end. And what I'm going to talk about today, all of these methods don't involve ads. So I'm assuming if you want to run ads, that you run them. If you don't, you don't. Totally fine. I'm going to talk about ways to get leads without running ads. Okay. Are you with me? Does that sound fun? Let me know if you're in. Let me know if this is something you really need. Also, yes, 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 lots of yeses. Woohoo. Okay. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. So when we look at getting leads, one of the things that people say all the time is, but Danielle, I'm posting on social media. Why aren't more people trying to buy from me? And gone are the days where posting on social media really means anything, because your grandma is probably posting on social media right now. Like, posting on social media is the bare minimum. Now, when you understand how to leverage a content strategy that speaks to specific pain points, specific audiences, and does it consistently enough, you can 100% generate leads from your posts. However, that's not it. That's like the bare minimum baseline. Because even when you are providing value, even when you're showing up, even when you're teaching, even when you're doing all the things you should be doing to build your brand online, if you're not strategically making recommendations in a way that actually gets people to move the needle, they're actually going to take action, then you are basically wasting your time. Okay. You're just putting out free information, which is great for sure, but it's not going to get you leads. Hey, Kelly. Kelly's here with me tonight. I'm going to bring her on.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, we're just talking about how things have changed since the last,
For sure.
2021, 2022, why we need leads and how to get them without ads. So the basic understanding people have is I am posting online and I don't know why everybody's not buying my thing. So when
Right.
we talk about lead generation, I have a couple bubbles to burst. The first
Mhm.
bubble is that this is a passive thing, that you're just going to sit back and chill and everybody's just going to come to you. Okay. Now, my caveat to that is you can start to create content in a way that gets inbound leads coming your way, where they're DMing you, they're asking to get a call book, they're asking about your program. 100% possible. But specifically for all of you who said you're new or you're in the middle, because a bunch of you said you're in the middle, some of you said you're new, you are going to have to actively go find the people you want to work with. And even for those of you who said, hey, I'm kind of experienced, I'm there, because we know that you could probably get sales, but you don't want every sale. You want to hand pick the people that you work with. You want to work with a certain type of person at a certain level who makes certain types of decisions. And so the beautiful piece of this is, yes, you can run your ad leads, you can do all that stuff, but what we're going to teach you is helping you to actually like go find the people you want. Like, go get the people you actually want to work with. So, Kelly, anything you want to share before we dive into some specifics in terms of how to do it?
No, I mean, let's roll. I would just say, like, I'm just super excited that we have such excitement for this class. We just announced it this morning, and there's a lot of you guys here. So we're super pumped to help you guys with this because, it's so important as entrepreneurs, right? To take the time to like recreate that spark, that energy, that excitement, and that passion for what we're doing. So we're excited to be here with you guys because Danielle and I spend all day, every day in the trenches. Like literally, we live, breathe, eat, sleep this stuff. We love it. And I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight because you're the people that recognize that there's a lot of shifts and changes happening and that you can still win, but you have to continue to invest in up leveling yourself in order to do that. So I'm excited to dive in and thank you guys for being here with us tonight.
All right, so I want everybody to get out a piece of paper, maybe your notes app, whatever you want to do. We're going to go down some ways to get your leads in. And then what I would love, we have a Facebook group. We have a Facebook group for Virtual Business School. I would love for everybody to join that. And I would love for you to like kind of keep us updated. So what are you doing that like tomorrow? I want you to get up in the morning, do some of these things, and I want you to report back, oh, just got 20 new leads. Like I want to see how
Yeah.
fast everybody can get to their 100 leads. Okay. So first things first, one of the things that we do all of the time, which is really low hanging fruit for most of you in the middle and that are very experienced, is we send welcome messages to every new follower on social media. Now, most people, I run our social media agency, like our marketing agency does social media. So I know exactly how people look at their social media. Let me tell you what most people do. They look at their profile and they say, oh, I went from 1,000 to 1,200, or I went from 10,000 to 10,300. And they're like, I'm growing. That's great. And then they go and they look at their email list and they say, oh, like I got a couple of new email subscribers. Cool. And there's no in between discussion. They're like, oh, my account's growing. Oh, my email list grew a little bit. So instead, we're going to, like I said, we're going to be proactive. We're going to go to every new follower, every single one. And we're going to say, hey, Kelly, thanks so much for following along. I create content for whatever you do. And usually I like to talk about things like XYZ. I would love to learn more about you and why you decided to follow along, or why you decided to stop by, or what your business goals are, what your health goals are. Whatever you do, you're starting a conversation. Now, some people are going to leave you on red. They're not going to answer, but you would be surprised. A lot of people will be like, oh, my friend Jenny said that I should follow you, that you talk about sales and I really need some help with sales. Oh, really? That's so interesting. I'd love to know more. What sort of support do you need with sales? And now all of a sudden, I'm in a conversation because Jenny said we talk about sales. So you're going to find that as you start welcoming in new people who are already raising their hand, if they're following you, they kind of raise their hand and say, hey, I'm sort of semi-interested in what you do. And they're saying they are sticking around. So if you can then go back and start a conversation with them, guess what? That's a new lead you just added to your database. And that just, they're already there. You didn't even have to go find them. So sending welcome messages, if you haven't done this in a long time, you probably have a lot to send, but that's awesome because ideally there's a lot of people who followed you in the last few weeks that you haven't welcomed. And you can go in and you could literally just get your 100 people just from that, just from your welcome messages. Now, we like to do a couple things. So obviously, we're going to start a conversation, but we will try to get you on our email list if that makes sense. It may make sense in some occasions to get you on a sales call with someone if you're really interested in what we do. Sometimes we're hosting a workshop and we might say, oh, like actually, we're doing this thing tonight on lead generation. Would you want to come? Like, that's awesome. So we will kind of steer the conversation, and we teach all of that inside our virtual business school. We have a whole entire training around how to have conversations coming up. So we have multiple different things that we might bring you into for the sales conversation, but all we're trying to do on the front end is get them engaging back and forth so we can say, okay, cool, like let's bring you into our world. Because remember, we started this hour saying it's been harder if somebody isn't in your world for them to want to buy from you, right? So, okay, that's number one, sending welcome messages. Kelly, anything you want to say about that?
Yes, I have two things I want to say about that are actually very, very important. So I'm so happy that we're starting here. And thank you. Carrie just wrote the scripts inside Virtual Business School are total gold. I use them all the time. So I just saw a bunch of you posting in the chat saying, can you repeat that welcome message? So team, if you want to throw a welcome message in the chat there for people, I'm happy to do that. But there's really two camps with welcome messages. There's the old pros, right? That send welcome messages, but then basically it's like it goes off a cliff. They send welcome messages, but then they aren't leading anyone anywhere. And like the moment that the conversation stops, they never pick it back up again. So it doesn't actually result in a new lead in your pipeline. It doesn't result on a new lead on your list. The person never makes it to your Facebook group. The person never makes it to your masterclass because you're checking a box to send a welcome message. And then you're not holding yourself or your team accountable to actually building a relationship. So that's camp one, is like the people that are like, I'm a good internet marketer. I send welcome messages to my people. And then there's the other camp that Danielle just mentioned, which is the people, this is probably a lot of people out there. They're getting new leads every single day, but they're sitting around waiting wondering who's going to make the move. And it's like, whose job is it to make the move, right? You're the one that wants them to invest in your thing, wants them to engage in your brand, wants them to join your group, sign up for your list, attend your masterclass. It's on you to lead. You are the leader, right? And so I want you to comment in the chat right now. Which camp do you fall into right now? Do you send welcome messages, but then they kind of fall off and they never translate into new clients? Or have you not been sending welcome messages? And we're going to start right now tonight, which is so exciting, which is so exciting. Let me know what camp you're in. And there's one other point that I want to make. While I'm waiting for you to comment, I'll let Danielle read those. I want to make a very, very, very important point that will make you millions of dollars because it made me millions of dollars. The reason why welcome messages are so unbelievably important is that this is how you understand the zeitgeist of your market. And the number one reason why business owners are failing right now to make sales is that they're in their operating reality, not in their customers. And so a lot of people will sit here and they'll be listening to this masterclass and they'll say, oh my gosh, this is so basic. Are these guys really standing up here telling me to send welcome messages? Our company became one of the first female-led businesses in the online space to cross over 8 figures in revenue. We won the Inc. 5000 award twice. And one of the primary things that we did differently was the thing that Danielle just introduced to you. We focused on actually connecting with the people following us on social media, understanding their operating reality, creating relevant content for them, and then building relationships. So for those of you that are sitting here thinking, oh, this is so basic, why are you guys covering this right now? Are you wasting my time? Do you want to make millions of dollars? Or do you want to go sign up for another tech platform that's going to promise you automated sales and never deliver on anything? Because we hate to be the bearer of bad news, but our objective is to empower you to build successful multi 7 and 8 figure businesses. That's what we specialize in. And the fundamentals are where the fortune is. It really, truly is. So based on what we're talking about here tonight, I want you to comment in the chat. I love that we started with the welcome messages because it brings me back to our roots as a company, like literally our roots as an organization of how we've grown and grown and grown. Comment in the chat and tell me what's one thing you're going to start doing based on this first tip that Danielle just gave you. What's one thing? One thing. And what I love about this is it costs you nothing and you can get started right now.
You can literally do it tonight. You
can literally do it right now.
This call, doing it right now while we're here.
Absolutely.
And FYI, those of you in Virtual Business School, we do have example welcome messages. If you do the pay in full, you get that full bundle. And we give you welcome messages that lead to all different places. And then I have a bonus that I'm going to talk about that you're going to be super excited about. So
Yes.
I will tell you that later. But what you want to consider is many of you right now, if you have 200 followers on any platform, you just found 100 new leads. And what the internet gurus would love for you to believe is that lead generation is some super complicated thing that needs 27 pieces of technology and it needs $20,000 to set up and it's going to take 6 weeks. And then you can start getting leads. Here's the thing. You are literally sitting on millions of leads, people who would gladly pay you if they just knew who you were and what you did. And because you're over here tinkering with your technology, nobody knows you. Nobody's having a conversation with you. And so what I would encourage you, we always say, and we'll die on this hill for sure. It's simple, it's not easy. So it requires work. You will have to work. We never, inside Virtual Business School, if you're there, you're a member, you already know, like, it's work, like it takes time, but it's simple. We don't teach you complicated, crazy things. It's like, go have some conversations on the internet. You know how people used to sell things back in the day? They used to walk in a neighborhood, knock on a door, and if the door opened, they would start a conversation. And if the door didn't open, they would just go to the next door, knock on that door. So it's the same principles, only the people are coming to us because they liked your video or they liked your post or they liked your profile or they don't even know why they're there, but they got there somehow and they just clicked the follow button. So you're sitting on so much gold by just having these conversations. But what I will say, and we have our team is real people in there. When you're talking to someone from our team, it's a real person. We don't automate that. We might do like a mini chat, one word, like comment workshop, and we'll send you the link, and we might have an automated message. But everything after that is people, real people who have
Mhm.
brains, who can think, who understand words, and they can have conversations. Because the more sophisticated you are as a buyer, the more likely you are to be turned off by an annoying automated process. And we have all been there where you
Mhm.
request you this just happened to you,
It
didn't it?
just happened to me.
Yes.
Yep, it just
And
happened to me.
you were trying to buy something.
I wanted to buy something. I was ready to spend some money, but they
Yep.
sent me some automated messages and I wasn't about that life. I wanted to talk to a person. I was like, okay, well, if you're going to send me an automation when you're trying to sell me, I'm probably not going to get to work with a real person when I start buying from you. So that's not gonna work out for me. Right.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I think I want to make one more point about that too, Danielle. I know that a lot of you that are sitting here tonight. So Danielle just mentioned, like, literally, there's how many people, I want to know how many people that are here tonight have at least 1,000 people that you're connected to on different platforms right now. How many of you that are watching this tonight have at least 1,000 people that you are connected to? Oh, yes. Oh, hell yes.
We
Okay.
can
So
just
here's
wrap
what's
this
so cool.
workshop up. Everybody's
We
done.
can wrap it up. But here's what's so cool. Okay. People always ask me this. Now, let's say that you haven't been, this hasn't been a really strong area of focus for you. You haven't done a great job of really warming people up as they come in. Here's what you do. You go to your followers, and I click into Danielle's thing and I go, "Hey Danielle, I noticed that we've been connected for a while, but we've never actually connected.
Mhm,
Thank you so much for being a part of my community here on blank, whatever platform it is. I would love to learn more about what you're working on and what you're focused on so that I can share some relevant content and resources for you." So nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. And so you create that new behavior of connecting with people as they come in each day. But for each of you, I mean, look at how many people literally just said, yes, 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 yes. You guys, this is gold. You are sitting on a gold mine. So all you have to do is go back to those people and say, just like I said, real casual. You don't need to be salesy. You don't need to push it. Hey, Danielle, I noticed that we've been connected for a while, but we've never actually connected. Thank you so much for being a part of my community here on blank. Tell
mhm.
me a little bit about what you're working on right now. Tell me what you're focused on. I would love to send you some meaningful tools and resources. Okay, first of all, people will be so damn shocked that a human messaged them and wasn't spamming them that they'll be like, what? Okay, this is why we get such a high response rate on social. And this is why our organic is so strong and why we make so many sales from it. And this is how you're going to make daily sales on social. Because when you start being, I call it human forward, when you start showing up forward, people are so shocked. They're like, did I just get a message that wasn't spam? That they're like, yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't respond to your DM, not spamming me. It's the only one in my inbox today that isn't a spam message.
Oh
So
my gosh,
you
yes.
all will be shocked what will happen when you're the only person in someone's inbox not spamming them, actually adding value, actually caring about the people in your community, and actually attempting to build relationships. It sounds so simple, but I think to Danielle's point, it's simple, not easy. You have to be consistent in staying out front and
It's
executing,
hard.
but the money is there, you guys. People are buying like crazy. You can be making sales every day. You just have to tighten up these basic fundamentals and focus on human forward connection. And when people feel seen, when
Mhm.
they think you care and they know that you actually are slowing down to care, they're going to want to converse. So you care, they want to converse, and all of a sudden they convert. You got
Mhm.
me? Okay. So you guys can do this. You can do
Yeah.
this. All right, Danielle, go ahead. I don't
Okay.
want to take us too
I
far
will
off.
also just add kudos bonus points if you leave a voice memo. If you do that as a voice memo,
Oh,
then they know it's not
I
automated.
love a good voice
They
memo.
know it's you. So, all right. Okay. Next up, this is you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so basic. But the reason I started with welcome messages is because they're the foundation. So next up, I want you to use a platform like Facebook or LinkedIn. It doesn't work the same on Instagram. You can do it, but it's not exactly the same. Facebook or LinkedIn, and you're gonna make 20 new connection requests every day. Every day, 20 new connection requests on each platform. And guess what happens when they connect with you? You're going to send them a welcome message. So,
Mhm.
just like that, you're choosing the people you want in your ecosystem. You're saying, hey, I want to be your friend. And then when they come back, you get to start a conversation immediately, not pitching them. We are very, very adamant in VBS. We do not teach you to pitch right away. Nobody wants that. Nobody likes that. We teach you how to build a relationship. But you get to say, hey, thanks so much for accepting my request. And then you can use any of the welcome messages we just shared. You can get to know them in that way. So you're pulling new people into your ecosystem that you then send your welcome message to, and then you follow the same process of having that conversation. So super, super simple. But the beauty of Facebook and LinkedIn is that when you connect with them, they're automatically connected with you. Instagram is not the same. That's why I said it doesn't work quite like that. They may not follow you back if you follow them there. But if they accept your connection request, if they say, yes, you could be my friend on Facebook, now they're connected to you as well. So super, super beneficial on those platforms. What I will say, there's some caveats, and we teach this too inside VBS, but you have to have a profile that makes somebody want to connect with you. I actually literally just yesterday did an entire training on LinkedIn profiles. And then next week, the team is walking everybody through how to edit their profile so it looks good and professional and attracts the right people. So the caveat to that is when you make a connection request, you have to have stuff there that makes people want to connect with you, which is why we teach about content creation in the virtual business school and how to optimize all of your profiles. But when you do that once, then you've got enough there, people will want to keep connecting. So it's a really, really super simple way to bring new people into your ecosystem. And I know all y'all are rolling your eyes like, that's so basic. I know, but I would love to ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how often do you do this and handpick the exact people you want in your ecosystem? How many days per week? Let's do that. How many days per week do you spend time finding these people? You do it every day. I mean, how many days per week are you actually doing it? 0, 2, 1. Okay, so when all the people in the world are like, Danielle, I don't have any leads. I'm like, really? Do you not have any leads? Are you sure you don't have any leads? Because I bet you have some leads. And they're like, no, it's just too few leads. We just don't have enough people. Not true. Oh, notice not a lot of people saying every day. Actually, nobody. So, what I will say is, again, so many people are obsessed with the new shiny thing, this magic funnel, this new software, this new thing that's going to work. You know what's going to always work? You hitting connect. That's always going to work. That's never going to break. You're never going to have a zap not work there. You're literally just going to hit your little connect button. And you know what's always going to work? You opening your messages, clicking your button and opening the message. You don't have to worry about tech breaking. It's always going to work. So what I want everybody to remember, if you leave here with nothing else, is you have the ability to connect with anybody you want on the internet, and you have the ability to start conversations with thousands of people every single week. So super simple. Facebook, LinkedIn, 20 connections, 20 friend requests. Kelly,
Yeah.
anything you'd add to that?
Yeah, I have a couple specific things on that that are really, really important that I want to mention to everyone. So, inside the virtual business school, we teach you to do the miracle hour. You probably have all heard me talk so many times about the miracle hour, which is the 7 core activities that will help you to build your ecosystem, grow your audience, and make daily sales essentially. And within the miracle hour, we focus on the Dream 1000, which is the next 1,000 people that you want as customers. And, if you have 1,000 people on a list, do you know how many millions of dollars you can grow your business by? Like millions.
A
But
lot of
here's
millions.
what happens. Here's what happens. In the world of online marketing, everyone does a masterclass or a launch or a summit or whatever you do to market your business. And they just keep churning and burning more leads, more leads, more leads. I need more leads, but they're not doing anything with the leads that they already have. And to Danielle's point, when we say, like, okay, do 20 connection requests a day, many of you are already paying for advertising in some way, shape, or form but you're not actually completing the process of connecting with these people and building relationships. So what are you doing? You're throwing your money in the street because you just keep pursuing more and more and more and hoping that they convert instead of slowing down and saying, okay, I have all these people that came into my Facebook group. They registered for my masterclass. They signed up for my webinar, my summit, my launch, so on and so forth. Now, how do I connect with those people, segment them, tag them on my Dream 1000, and actually build relationships with them so that you actually need 1/100th of the leads that you would have? Because instead of just churning more leads and hoping you can catch, a falling knife, right? Instead, you are actually deciding who you want to work with. You're segmenting them on your Dream 1000, and then you're continually working on building the relationship and moving them through that know, like, trust, buy process. So when Danielle is saying to connect with 20 people a day, what I want to really emphasize for all of you, and this is one of the things we teach you in virtual business school, is that you have an immense amount of connections and assets already that you are doing nothing with.
Mhm.
So many of you, for example, you attend events, conferences, networking things, retreats. And what happens is afterwards, you send that nice message. Hey, so nice to meet you. Let's stay connected.
And then you don't stay
And then
connected.
nothing happens. Okay. So, yes, there is to some degree for some of you, you may be going out and searching the people that you want to work with and actually researching and requesting them, which LinkedIn is a beautiful tool for that because you can be so specific. But what I really want to emphasize is that for most people that have been in business for any period of time, what you need to do is mine the gold that already sits in your ecosystem that you have done nothing with. And this is why the students in the virtual business school are coming in and using the templates in the big template bundle, which we'll talk about that in a second. They're getting those results in the first week, not because of like a magic act. There's no secret tool. We're not giving you like this magic funnel or something like that. What we're doing is we're helping you to mine the gold that already sits in your organization. And they're using templates that are allowing them to tap into the resources, the assets, and the opportunity that they've already created for themselves, but they simply are not effectively monetizing.
Mhm.
Okay. So when you think about your 20 a day of people that you're friend requesting or that you're trying to make a connection with, I really want to put an asterisk and an underline and a circle around the fact that for a lot of you, this is not about going out and finding more.
Yes.
For a lot of you, it's about doing something with the access that you already have. And that's a lot easier, by the way, because
Mhm.
there's context.
Yep.
There's context. There's a foundation for the relationship. There's a why behind why you're connecting with them. Is this making sense for everybody? Give me a couple comments in the chat. Like what's coming up for you right now as you're sitting here listening to this? What's your aha? What's coming up? What can you take action on right away? What I love about all of these strategies that we're talking about is you can go do them right now.
Yep.
You don't need us, by the way. Let me be very, very clear. You do not need us. You can all take action on this immediately. You can go get results tonight. If you want to work with us in the virtual business school because you want the templates and the tools and the training and the resources and the momentum and the community and all of those things, that's amazing. And we would love to have you. But you do not need us for any of this. You can go do this tonight. And that's
Mhm.
the really exciting thing about everything that we're here to talk about tonight. Okay. All right.
And one thing I'm going to add, I was going to save this one for later, but there's a lot of you here, Kelly. Before you were on, I asked how many people were like new in business, how many people have leads coming in, but really inconsistently, and then how many are more experienced. And almost everybody was in the middle with a handful
Yep.
on either side. And one of the places where most of y'all are just sitting on like gajillions of dollars, there's two places that are so common for people who've been in business for a minute. Past clients that once
Yes.
they're done working with you, it's like you just forget them. Like you don't keep that relationship going. You just assume they're going to go somewhere else and you never try to get them back. And then people who do sales calls or come to a launch who don't close. I've worked with people who have spent literal hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads. The people don't close right away. And then they just kind of were like, okay, well, let me go get more. Instead of Having a system where you can follow up consistently, where you can connect with them consistently, where somebody exits your program and it's on good terms and they love you, but they just need to do something else, and you stay in touch with them and they come back, you could probably go make 5 sales right now from people in those 2 buckets. So many of you are sitting on people who you've launched, you've sold them something small and haven't up-leveled them. You are literally sitting on people who would buy from you today if you just said, "Hey, Kelly, I haven't talked to you in a while. How are things going?" That's it. That's the magic message. Those are the magic words. And then all of a sudden they know you, they remember you. So they're like, oh, okay. Oh, actually, it's not going so well. I actually am struggling a little bit. And then you listen. You just listen to what they say. You see where they are and you make a recommendation based on what they say, not just shoving something down their throat, but like, oh, okay. Oh, you need this. Actually, I just started something. It's like $59 a month. You should check it out. We're teaching that. If you don't love it, you can cancel anytime. And
Yeah.
then people all of a sudden are signing up for your stuff because they are actually seeing someone they trust reach out, which never happens, and they're taking action toward, like, you're taking action towards them, like, oh, this person's proactive, they're paying attention,
Yeah.
and then you make a recommendation that makes sense for them. Why would they not take you up on that offer? Why would
Yeah.
they not want to work with you in that capacity? So some of you are literally sitting, you could probably go through your Calendly link and see all the people who booked a call that you didn't close, because I know you probably don't have a sales pipeline, but you could go through your Calendly link and just person by person be like, oh, wait, this person said they would close in June. They never did. And I never followed up. And that was 6 months ago. Okay, I'm going to go back to them and see how things are going. So please, please, please know you are sitting on gold if you have past clients and you have people who never closed. They just came to lots of launches or they came to sales calls and they didn't ever buy anything. You could literally probably go to them right now and make an offer. Okay. So simple. Those are some other ways you could literally message. Those are some 2 other ways to get leads back. Because most people, just like Kelly said, just throw the trash out, like, oh, you didn't buy right now. Okay, I'm done with you. And then I got to go get someone new versus cultivating a relationship, nurturing that until they're ready to buy. So some of you can literally go add 10 or 15 new leads to your pipeline just by restarting a conversation. Hey, Kelly, how you doing?
Yeah.
Literally it.
Yeah,
Anything
for
to add to
sure.
that? I
And
know you
and
love talking about old clients, so
well, yeah, I mean, I would just add, so one of the big things, and those of you that have been following my work for the last year, you've heard me talk about this pretty incessantly, but I'm going to talk about it again because it's that important. One of the things, so I came from the Fortune 500 world. One of the things that, billion-dollar companies understand that small business owners don't is that when you look at a healthy organism, a healthy company, the sales are very fractionally coming from new prospects. That's one of 5 primary categories that you should be making sales from. And actually, the way that we teach inside Virtual Business School, when you look at how you're going to get to your daily sales, it's going to be a mix of new customers, referrals, reactivations, upsells, add ons, all these different categories. And it makes it so simple and so easy because you are actually selling to an internal buyers list that you are building every single day of people that already know you, like you, and trust you and would happily buy from you, but you're not effectively managing those relationships. And they say with diet and exercise that you can't outrun your fork, right? Like even if you exercise every day, but you keep eating like crap, you're still not going to look like you exercise every day. And the same thing goes for lead gen in a market like this today. You can't outspend the fact that it's going to take those new leads a period of time to psychologically be ready to buy. So if you're the person that is still relying on the old model that worked for, you know, basically from, let's call it 2012 to 2021, if you're still operating on that old operating system in your business, you're going to struggle tremendously in this market, because in order to grow in a contracting market, which we're in right now, you actually have to be growing market share. And what that means is you have to be either getting your own buyers to spend more money with you, which means reactivating, upselling, add ons, expansion, or you have to be taking market share from competitors. Okay. So I don't want to take us off into like an economics lesson because there's like so much to this economically that's important to understand in terms of business cycles and economies of scale, what's going on actually globally. But you need to just take our word for it that you are going to grow so much faster and so much easier if you actually focus on more relationships and better relationship management so that people are moving down through your funnel versus constantly chasing the top of your funnel because such a small fraction of those people are ever going to be ready to buy that your churn will always outpace your sales, and that's why your business will keep slipping backwards. So I want everyone to understand that not only are there like psychological factors that are impacting consumer buying cycles, which is why you have to move from the old operating system to the new operating system, but there's economic things happening that are affecting the reason why you're seeing what you're seeing in your business. And, this is all you have to do. You have to recognize that businesses follow seasons and cycles that match the seasons and the cycles of the economy. And the one constant is change. And so we're in a different season now and a different cycle, which means that you have to update your operating system. So what we're talking about here tonight is how do you update your operating system to win in this market, which is very different from the market that we were operating in for almost a 10-year period, which is about right. If you study Ray Dalio, if you study the economy, whatever, every 8 to 10 years, there's a pretty big cycle change. And we're experiencing that right now. So this should give you all a sigh of relief because what we're actually saying here tonight is you can actually do less with less leads and make more by focusing on building better relationships. I hope that's helpful for everyone. So what did we talk about so far tonight? We talked about welcome messages, and we talked about making sure that it's not just welcome messages to all your new people, but going back to the people that you didn't maybe do a great job of connecting with, that you're connected to on social. That right there gives you thousands of people. Everyone here could net 100 people in your pipeline from that, right? We talked about doing daily connection requests, and we talked about, we're not saying you need to go find 20 new people a day. We're saying mine the gold that's already sitting in your ecosystem. Now, I did see a lot of questions, Danielle, that came in about leads that are on the email list. And a lot of people that are sending leads to the email list, but then they're not connecting with them. They aren't sure how to get them into conversation. So do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do this. So I'm going to spew some off. And then if you're a member inside Virtual Business School, this is something you can go a little deeper on in like a Q&A call. But there's a couple ways we do this. When we have a lead magnet that we're promoting, we run ads to our lead magnets or just organic, like you're on social promoting a lead magnet. All of our lead magnet thank you pages, so somebody gets on our email list, all of our thank you pages go to our Facebook groups. Guess what happens to people in Facebook groups? They get welcome messages. That's why I started there, y'all, because it's like the heart of everything. So they're on the email list getting emails. We have like some really great email newsletters that we send out every week for each of our different companies. So they're getting that nurture there, but we're also redirecting them to the Facebook group on the thank you page and then within the first nurture sequence. So once they're in our Facebook group, they're getting welcome messages, they're having conversations started with them. And that's one of the ways that we do that. We also build into our nurture sequence different ways for them to connect to us. We always will promote, hey, connect with me over on LinkedIn, connect with me over on Instagram. Is it because we want more followers? No, y'all. It's because we want them to follow us so we can send them a welcome message. So it's the heart of everything. I know it sounds so simple, like, oh, the welcome message is magic, but it kind of is. So we are always going to redirect them. Once they're on the list, we're going to redirect them to one of our Facebook groups and then to connect in multiple places. Number one, it's just smart to have them connect with you in multiple places because the more exposure they get to you, the more likely they are to buy from you. But also, that's where we're able to start conversations. Now, if you didn't want to do all of that, you could certainly go down your email list, grab names, put them in LinkedIn, put them in Facebook, try to find people. But it's really hard. If you've got a name like Jennifer Smith, it's going to be really hard to find a Jennifer Smith that's the exact person who was on your email list. So that's why we like to redirect them in all those different ways that we can get them into a welcome message conversation on one of the other platforms. So that's how we do that. And then I did get some questions here about templates in the virtual business school. So I promise we're going to tell you all about the whole virtual business school soon, but just for those who are wondering, because we've already had some people join us live, there's a monthly option at $59 a month and a yearly at $639 a month. If you $639, not a month, just for the year. If you do the $639 for the year, you get a huge bundle of templates that are designed for sales. They are specific to a sales process. However, even if you only join us for the monthly, every month we host an implementation session. And during that implementation session, we give out different templates based on whatever the marketing masterclass was. So inside Virtual Business School, there are 4 things you get: a business training, usually with Kelly or another 7 to 9 figure business owner. You get a live Q&A session with our team, so our full-time team who implements all of our strategies. You get a live marketing masterclass with me, so you can stay up to date on how to create content that brings leads in, because we know you like that. And then the implementation session is usually pretty connected to the marketing masterclass, and that's where you're getting new templates to send out every week. So whether you do the monthly or the pay in full, you're going to get templates. If you do the pay in full, you get some extra templates. Okay. So hope that is helpful, and we will go through all of that. Again, we've got a lot of VBS members on. They'll tell you how awesome it is. Okay, so we talked about welcome messages. We talked about 20 new connections. We talked about past clients. We talked about people who did a sales conversation but didn't buy from you. The next thing that I want you to do, and y'all are going to be like, oh my gosh, Danielle, this is so old school. Okay, so you are going to be a little stalkery. Okay. So you're going to go into a Facebook group where you believe your ideal clients are. And you're not going to be weird, y'all. Please don't be weird. You're not going to start friend requesting everybody in that group, because that's super spammy and annoying. But you are going to be helpful, because we live to serve. And when you serve, you get people to trust you. And when people trust you, they buy from you. And we're also not weird people who are just trying to scam people. So we are going to go into our Facebook groups with these people, and we're going to go to the little search bar. Okay. You're going to go to the search bar and you're going to type in a keyword that will bring up questions about what you do. For example, if I was doing this for our marketing agency, right? And I was looking for new clients for our marketing agency, and I wanted to get new social media clients, I would go into groups with entrepreneurs and I would type in social media manager in the search bar. And you know, it's going to pop up a bunch of people saying, hey, do you guys have a social media manager you recommend? Or my social media manager says they charge this. Is that a lot of money? Or I don't like my social media manager, but she does this. What do you think about this situation? Or I'm thinking about hiring an in-house social media manager. What do you think I should do? Should I go with another agency? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop up in those posts, and I'm going to start being so smart. I'm going to start answering these questions like somebody who knows answers. So when somebody says, should I hire an in-house person or a virtual or an agency? I'm going to give them all the pros of hiring an in-house person, and I'm going to give them all the pros of hiring an agency. And I'm going to say either one can work. I am happy to chat with you if you have further questions. We've done both. And then I'm going to say, I'll friend request you if you want to DM me. And they may or they may not. They're probably going to accept my request. And then you can start a conversation. So I'm always going to, this just happened. It's this, I wasn't even trying to get a client. I was just being nice in a Facebook group. Somebody posted something. I was like, totally get that. Thanks for sharing. And then I immediately popped over. We were already connected as friends. I immediately popped over and sent a message. But I was on the radar because I answered the question, and it wasn't like smiley face answer. It was like meaningful, helpful answer.
Yeah.
So every one of you, whether you have a group or not, so I'm trying to think of things that you can do, whether you have a big audience or no audience, every one of you can go into a Facebook group where your ideal people are and start answering questions, right? Somebody, you do weight loss for women. There's a group that I'm in. It's called Women of Nashville. There are like 35,000 people in it. And sometimes they talk about the guys they date and how terrible they are. But you could go in there and find anything, like literally photographer, videographer. I want to go on Ozempic. Who's got experience? Okay. All the things, whatever it is, it's in there. Right. So maybe you're someone who does medical weight loss, and you're gonna be like, here's what I think about that. Maybe you're someone who's like super post-it and you teach natural weight loss. You're going to go in there, same post, and you're going to answer that question. And then you're going to say, hey, If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Hop on over to the DMs and send me a question. Okay. Somebody's asking, can you do the same for LinkedIn groups? LinkedIn groups are pretty dead. You could certainly try. You are much less likely to find people asking and answering questions in those than you are on Facebook. On Facebook, they're like much more community based and people are
Yeah.
like actually asking questions in them. You can try on LinkedIn, it's just not going to yield as much. So if I was choosing where to spend time, that's where I'd go.
Yeah.
Kelly, you know,
No, I think that's great. I want to go back to the email list for just a second because there is something that all of you can do this evening. A lot of you could add 100 people to your pipeline this week just from your email list. But to Danielle's point, if you don't have the Facebook group on the thank you page and you haven't been doing a great job of getting people to move from your email list into a conversation, then obviously you really are going to have a hard time actually having that add value for you, right? So, sending out just a simple email to say, I'm opening up 15-minute breakthrough sessions to connect with members of the community. I'm going to award 20 of these, in the next 48 hours. Hit reply if you'd love to have one of these. Not everyone is going to be qualified. So, as with anything, I always say, people freak out when they start running ads, for example, and they'll say, no one's qualified. And they'll say, only 3 out of every 10 people that come to my Facebook group are qualified. I'm like, that's amazing.
yeah, that's
Okay. So
30%.
yeah, so there will be a fraction of people that are qualified and aren't, but little things like that, where you literally are inviting, again, this goes back to being smart about farming the opportunity and monetizing the opportunity that you already have. So many of you could get 100 people in conversations in 48 hours by actually going to your list and inviting them into conversations. Like that's how easy this is. Okay. And I'm not saying it's not work. I'm saying you have the assets, you have the resources, you have the tools. You do not need more leads. And by the way, this goes hand in hand with everything that we're teaching in virtual business school, which is why we're encouraging you all to launch a trust building offer and to build a paid audience, because a lot of you have hundreds. We just had another client take their trust building offer live like a week ago. They sold 500 people in, 5 with 2 zeros. Why? Because for 2 years the economy has been declining, and for 2 years, people who have wanted to work with you haven't been able to, because the people that were your ideal buyers are now taking home a lot less money. And so they're no longer an ideal buyer from a, caliber or quality standpoint, but they may not be in a position to buy your high ticket. So all of this goes hand in hand with that, because the easiest way to sell high ticket in this market is upselling from your low ticket. So it all goes hand in hand. Okay. So going back to that again, we've given you a bunch of different strategies on the call tonight. I love what Danielle said earlier about go back to your own Calendly link or whatever you use for your calendar and pick back up the conversation with all those consults. On average, people say no 4 times before they say yes. So if you're the person that throws out a lead because they went to a launch and they didn't buy, they signed up for a consult and they didn't buy, they went inactive, so you never followed up with them again, they signed up for your thing, they didn't show up. If you are the person sitting here tonight that has been letting that lead go and then chasing a new one, that will not work in this market, because you will always be chasing people at the top of the funnel that don't know you well enough to buy from you. And you're actually making it impossible to grow because your churn will outpace your acquisition. Your acquisition has to outpace your churn in order to grow, which means that you need to lower the bar for yourself and make it a lot easier to get people buying from you. Hence the trust building offer, hence monetizing the opportunity that already sits in your ecosystem, hence working less leads overall, but actually focusing on driving them down the funnel versus continuing to pour in the top. Putting in the top is very, very, very important, and you can never stop. So I want to make sure everybody hears that from me before you go out there and say, oh, Kelly said we can turn off our ads and we can stop generating leads because we only need a handful. That wasn't what Kelly said. That wasn't what Kelly said. But what I did say is that if you want your acquisition to outpace your churn, you have to go heavy in that middle of the funnel. And that's about building and monetizing an internal buyers list and building and monetizing a paid audience that then is going to feed your other things in your ecosystem. Okay.
Yeah. And a couple of questions. So somebody, oh, well, and Joanna said she has found 585 people to follow up with on her calendar. 585 on her calendar. That's amazing. There you go. You just added 585 leads to your database. And a trust building offer. We can't teach completely about this now. We do have sessions on that. And inside Virtual Business School, there are specific trainings where Kelly walks you through this. But basically, the very quick, short version of this is people are not buying high ticket the way that they used to. You used to just kind of, like I said at the beginning, convert somebody pretty cold into like a really high ticket offer. We did that time and time again into a $30,000 offer. But now it's taking longer, even for people who have money, even for people who can pay the $30,000. They need to build trust with you. They need to see what you're about. And so we are now teaching all of our clients in every single one of our programs how to build trust building offers. So they are offers that speak to the same ideal buyer. They're not just programs for people who can't afford your high ticket. They are programs for people who will one day be able to afford your one ticket, but they need to establish a foundation of trust with you first, or they need to do a little work first. And once they do that, they can go back into your high ticket. So there are multiple trainings inside the Virtual Business School about this. Kelly did that. There's a whole workbook, how to price it. There's different options. There's about, what is it, 11 different ways
Yeah.
that you gave them to do this. So there's multiple different ways to structure this. All of that is inside the Virtual Business School. I have to give you more ways to generate leads, but you can get that. It is $59 a month, and you do not have to sign a contract. So if you don't love it, you get our Miracle Hour system, you get our Dream 1000 system, and you get that trust building stuff all for $59. And you get the live class with me every month, the live implementation session every month, the live Q&A call every month, and a deep dive training from Kelly or another 7 to 9 figure founder every month. It's like the biggest no-brainer on the planet. If you want to get in there, see what we're about. But what I will tell you is most of you, if you literally just got in there, took this training, took the 5 things now that we've just said, got in there, used some of our templates, learned the Dream 1000, and executed on the Miracle Hour for the next 45 days, your revenue would look completely different.
Yeah.
It would look completely different. So I will challenge every single one of you, if you have $59, to get in there, get signed up, and start tonight on doing some of these things, because it will completely change the trajectory of your business. And we have lots of people in the Virtual Business School who I think are watching. So if that's you, let everybody know how you feel about the Virtual Business School, because I'm sure they have questions, and you guys can ask people questions. So, okay, I'm going to go through a couple more ways to generate leads. And these are getting a little more sophisticated. So everyone can share exactly, everyone can do exactly what I just said, whether you have 10,000 followers or nobody. Okay. Like whether you have lots of people on the internet that know you and lots of people who don't. Okay. So everything that we've shared so far can be used by even brand new people. And somebody was asking on LinkedIn, like, how do I know who to connect with? We actually teach you about qualifying people, how to do searches. There is actually a bonus. I will make it available tonight only. There's a bonus where Ashlyn, who has run hundreds of accounts on LinkedIn, she actually walks you through how to use Sales Navigator to search and find the right people. And so you get that. I'll give you that as a bonus tonight. If you join us, pay in full or monthly, doesn't matter. Get in here. I'll give you that sales pipeline training on LinkedIn. And no, I do not send messages with connection requests unless I know you, unless I'm like, hey, Kelly, it's Danielle. We met the other night at this event, just wanted to connect here. In that case, I will, but if I don't, then I do not send a message with a connection request. Okay. Let's talk about some other ways to get leads in your ecosystem, even though we already determined none of you really need them because you're sitting on a bunch of them. However, we are going to give you some new ways to get some. Okay. These are kind of old school, but we're going there. We're doing it. We're going there. You are going to go to two different groups of people: past clients, if you have them, or people who are service providers who work with your ideal client. And you're going to ask for referrals. And this is how you're going to do it. You're going to say, let's say I'm a copywriter and Kelly's a graphic designer who has a website company. I'm going to say, hey, Kelly, um, I know we often work with like similar people. I actually am opening up 3 spots in the month of May for website copy clients. So I'm not sure if you have any need for this or if any of your clients need this, but if so, I would love it if you would make a connection or pass my info on to them. Done. Now, I'm not going to do that with Kelly if I don't know her. So I need to have a relationship and connection with her. But if I know her, I'm going to say, hey, I'm offering this, or I have 3 spots. Maybe we are, our agency is full right now, so I'm not out here selling. But maybe somebody says, hey, I'm not going to renew, and I want to go to a friend and say, hey, I'm not publicly going to promote anything, but I know you work with clients. Do you have anybody who needs social media services? I have 1 spot, and I have 1 spot for June. There you go. And then I'm just saying, if not, no worries, pass it on if it makes sense for you. But you would be amazed. Somebody would be like, oh, you know what? Actually, I just talked to a client yesterday and they were saying they needed website copy and I don't have the bandwidth to do it. Yes, I'll send them your way. Okay. The other group of people you can do this with if you have clients is say, hey, Kelly, I loved working with you when you were a client inside our Empire Builders program. I know right now you're already working in another mastermind group, but I was just wondering if you had anybody that you think might want to learn the live launch method. If so, I'd love to chat with them because we're launching a new version of it and I'd love to get the info in front of them. And then guess what? If they love you, they love you. They'll be like, oh, actually, one of my friends just asked me about live launch. I told them all about it. Let me connect you. Now you have new leads, and these are good leads. These are great leads. These are leads that have built-in trust because somebody they trusted sent you their way. So this is so, so, so valuable. Most people are not doing this. Most people get referrals without trying, and then they rely on them. They come to like say they build their business around them, which is not a bad thing because referrals close much higher. They spend more. It's a great strategy. However, it's inconsistent. If you're not asking, if you're not building a pipeline of people, if you're not making relationships with referral partners, guess what? You are actually hoping and praying for somebody to remember you and send someone your way. That's a pretty risky business strategy. So it is wonderful and delightful when you get a referral that you didn't ask for, but you do probably need to develop a system where you can start doing that. Kelly, anything you'd add?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say for those of you that get referrals at random and have no system and are not inviting people to connect and collaborate with you, that you probably are sitting on a gold mine. And also, this is why it's so important to maintain relationships because even for past customers, what will happen is they may have moved on from your organization and started working with someone else and now they realize just how good it was working with you. And so they may be contractually obligated to keep working with someone else for a little while before they're ready to start back with you. But they'll start sending you people in advance because you triggered and reminded them, like, oh my gosh, yeah, like this is where I need to be sending my people. So this is just the basic stuff, you guys. Like, but the beauty of virtual business school and my passion and my conviction and my obsession with creating this is that we want to return to simplicity so that you all can have a business and have a life. And it's gotten way too expensive, complex, and overwhelming to run a business online. And so we're stripping that all away and we're just bringing you back to the basics. And our job every single week in VBS is just to bring you back to basic fundamentals, little base hits that you can make every single day in your business to move forward, to make money, to put something in the bank, and to move forward and to do it simply and elegantly and in a way that aligns with your core values, so that you also have both the mental bandwidth and the time to do other things that really matter to you in your life. And so, that's why we wanted to, demonstrate tonight. And if you get it, you get it. If you sat here tonight and you're like, oh, this is basic, then you don't get it. But if you get it you understand that the mastery level is developing your mastery of the basics. And that is what is going to scale you. That's what the advanced level is. The advanced level is people that have a better mastery of the basic fundamentals and are scaling them. And so a lot of you have been in business 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you have this like Franken business that's so complex and it's so expensive. And you're doing all of these things, but these basic fundamentals are just not functional. It's like the hose is kinked, and VBS is like just unkinking the hose to let those opportunities flow, to let that income flow, and to also allow you to release a lot of those other complexities that are not actually necessary or helping you, to take back your mental load, your energy, your time, and your money to invest strategically in other things.
Yeah. And I think it's so important to understand that this is just one tip of the iceberg. And inside the virtual business school, you're getting our full sales process. So um I'm a marketer at heart. I love marketing. So of course I love lead gen. That's kind of my bent. But it's one fraction of the entire equation. And we used to live in a marketing world where you could just market, you could just do lead gen, and people just gave you their money because you had a pretty picture. We don't live in that world anymore. Now you have to actually have sales conversations. So the beauty of the virtual business school is we're giving you a complete system. We are giving you what we call a full funnel system where you are bringing new people in, nurturing them, and converting them. And we're giving you this exact templates that you need to actually have those conversations. We're giving you the marketing training you need to keep up with the algorithms because, hello, that's exhausting. And we are helping you to stay firm in your foundation and then keeping you up to date on the things that change. So, you are able to just execute, put your head down and just do the things. And we're going to say, hey, this just changed. You need to fix this about your marketing strategy. And then this is what we're doing over here that just worked to get more leads in for our launch. And this is what we just did to get more sales calls booked. Go try it. But you, underneath all that, are literally just implementing every day, building a sales pipeline that actually gives you not just every, of course, it gives you lots of sales. I mean, you can talk to our virtual business school members. We had people join us last Tuesday and make $3,000 within 2 days. Like,
Mm.
it's nuts. So we have that happen so many times. People come in, they take one template, post it, send it as a DM, and make a sale that makes triple their investment back, quadruple their investment back. It is $639 for the year. So if you sell $1,000 product, you basically doubled. It's a little funky on the math there, but almost double. So it's such a no-brainer, and we're giving you everything so you don't have to do the guesswork. We're giving you this simple sales system. Literally tonight, y'all can go through the miracle hour that Kelly talked about, every step so that you could do it tomorrow morning. You could start this tomorrow morning. You can literally go through the Dream 1000, spend the weekend building it. You can go through the training on the trust building offers, put together something, and start making that offer by next week. So this is something that, again, we will never lie to you about the work that is required to build something. It is, if you are an entrepreneur and you are asking, how do I make this easier? You're asking the wrong question. What you need to ask is, what is required for me to hit my goals? And what we are committed to doing is giving you the tools you need to hit your goals. We can't make you do it. We can't force you to send your messages, make your connection requests. However, we can give you the tools. And we are 100% committed to doing that because we believe that if you have something that can make someone's life better, that you also have an obligation to get it out there to the people who you can help. And so we just want to give you the tools to do that. You are the one who's going to have to wake up every day and do it. So if you are exhausted by the constant barrage of do this new marketing thing, do this new funnel, do this new sales thing, this is how you make $1 trillion without ever speaking to a soul, and you crave a business that is based on connection and relationships and meaning, and you want to be of service in your business, the virtual business school is for you. And if you join us, you can join us for $59, y'all. $59. I say this all the time and everybody laughs, but I spend like I cannot walk into like Sephora or Target for less than like $100 ever, ever. Like What in the world? I can't even go buy sparkling waters for less than $59. So, you know that you can find $59 somewhere to get in here and learn these strategies. And we are so confident in the virtual business school that we don't make you sign a contract. If you don't love it, we will bless you as you let us know you're leaving. We
And
don't,
then you'll let us know that you're coming back a month later.
yes, which
And
happens too.
like
And we
many
will
people
welcome
do,
you.
like
You can
many people
even
do,
come back
right?
a
So
hundred
yeah,
times.
it's right. And the thing is we get you're busy. We get you have a lot on your plate. We get you're like, oh, signing up for another thing. If you did nothing but just go through the miracle hour and the Dream 1000, which you can do tonight, and then just use our templates, that alone is going to propel you forward in all different ways. That's going to help you make more sales, get more dollars in the door, impact your bank account. But listen, if you want to be in the trenches with the rocket ship that's going to the moon, and you want us passing everything over on a silver platter to you based on us getting out there and grinding it out and being invested in really testing and doing the trial and error and working through all these things and then coming back to you and saying, no, do this thing, this one thing, this is what really, really works, then this is the place to be. Right. So it is not a passive membership by any stretch of the means. Our team is actively in there serving and supporting you every single day. Ignacio, our executive director, is full time virtual business school. He is here to serve you, to answer your questions, to ignite your focus, to help you to navigate, go high level, to find what you need. When you become a member, you get access to the private community and Go High Level, where those questions get directly sent to Ignacio. Every single one is personally answered within 24 hours. Okay. So, in addition to getting all of the tools and trainings, you get the templates. A bunch of people were asking, like, where are the templates? How do I find the templates? There is a whole module. It is literally labeled templates. When you get into Go High Level, you click into it, you open the PDF, and you will get all those templates, which, by the way, we add to them all the time. And, when you join annually, you will continue to get the new bonuses and the new tools that get released for the entire year that you're with us. So every time we release new bonuses, when we do a launch or a workshop, you're going to get all of those things as well. Okay. So it's a total no brainer. And you will also get access to doing an expense shred so that you can learn how to simplify your expenses in the business. So, probably for most of you, you'll find the $639 that you need to make this investment just by getting rid of tools that you really don't need. Last year, we consolidated 8 tools into one, and we'll show you how you could do the same. And so that's just another component, but it's very much an active community. Every single month, you're getting on live co working and implementation sessions where the team is leading you with a tool or with a template or with prompts through the implementation of what you're learning. So you're not just consuming information or listening to me or Danielle talk. You are learning new things. You are being led through implementing them. And then you're getting the Q&A support every month to actually answer your questions and make sure that you're able to master the concept and take action. I also want to mention that a lot of high seven, multi 7 figure business leaders, 8 figure business leaders, we have someone who exited a 9 figure company. These are the kinds of people that are also joining us, and they're putting their teams in virtual business school. I recommend that you be in it for yourself as well, because you need to know what your team is supposed to be doing. And if you totally disconnect, then obviously probably nothing is going to work in your business. But for those of you that are paying to have anyone support you in growing the business, this is an investment in helping them to know what they're supposed to be focused on, what they should be doing. If they're not a professional copywriter, the templates alone are going to more than pay for your annual membership. So the Dream 1000 and the Miracle Hour are both included in the Fast Foundations. Everyone gets access to the Fast Foundations immediately upon joining, whether you do the monthly or whether you do the annual. Okay. And then for those of you that do the annual, you're going to get a whole host of bonuses that get released every time we do a workshop, every time we launch, which is frequent. And that includes a lot of times live calls, workshops, hot seat calls, breakdowns, new tools. Oh, Danielle has something for you.
I
Yeah,
have one for
Danielle
you.
has
Yes.
something for
And
you
the
all.
team's gonna
Okay.
kill me, but I'm sorry. It's not a done for you audit, I promise, Ashlyn. We are going to, for this round, there's two things that we're going to offer you. So if you decide to pay in full for the year, our team is going to do 2 extra lead generation co-working sessions. So they're going to lead you through all of these activities, and they're going to give you specific scripts and templates, and we're going to co-work them together. So it's like a bonus co-working session specific to lead generation. And obviously, guys, you know, if you are already a member, you're going to get this. So yay for you. And then the other one that I'm going to do is this is me, I will do a coaching call where you can bring where it's not going to be teaching. It's just going to be you bring some messages in your DMs that you're not sure how to move the conversation along, or maybe they're ghosting you, or maybe you're just not sure exactly how to keep it moving. And I'm going to coach you through exactly what to say. We do this all the time on our team when we're training new sales team members, when we're selling a new product. We all just come together, bring our messages, and we'll help each other with what to say next. And so I want to give you that coaching. So that'll be a live session with me. Those two things are available if you pay in full for the year, $639. I could charge you like double that for just one of those, but you are going to get the 2 extra co-working sessions that are specific to lead generation with templates on how to generate leads. We're going to have some social media templates. We're going to have some DM templates. We're going to have all the templates for you on that session. And then you get the session with me where we're going to bring the DM messages. I'm going to coach you through exactly how to do that. So if you are not already in, get your video in here. What are you waiting for? All right. And Timothy just joined us and he's already asking if we have lifetime access. So we'll have to figure that out, how to get you lifetime access. But just know that we have people who come in all the time and within a matter of days make back the full investment times 2, times 3, times 4. We've had people make $11,000 from one post. We've had people make $5,000 with one post. We've had people send one text message to make $1,000. We've had people use one post and make $3,000. We had somebody book a $50,000 corporate deal because of the miracle hour. So countless wins. You can check it out on the page. If you want some, ask the team. They'll drop some wins in here. But yeah, Kelly, do you want to go through some of these other
Yeah,
bonuses?
I just wanted to give an example of the big sales template bundle. And I think we've even added more to this since then, but this really covers the gamut of how you can monetize and make money from all of these different streams that sit in your business. And what I love so much about the big sales template bundle is that this is a way to instantly monetize your membership. And also, you can take these templates and repurpose them for use different ways. So let's just say there's probably about 15 scripts, templates, editable prompts in here. Well, you can repurpose each of those in 5 different ways. And now you have 100 different ways to communicate with your audience. And for a lot of you, you don't need so many more leads. You need a more effective communication strategy with the leads that you have, and adding those 100 people to your pipeline, like we talked about tonight, for many of you can come down to using these templates to simply engage them, get them responding to you, get them interacting with the brand. So you're going to get the 3 DM scripts for welcome messages, which goes hand in hand with what we talked about tonight. You're going to get the 2 invite templates for either launches, webinars, master classes. One of the things that we teach inside Virtual Business School that we're going to be putting some additional focus on in the month of May is high converting master classes. Obviously, you see us doing this quite a bit, and it's a really good strategy for your trust building offer. So we're giving you invitations to get people to register for those. We're giving you 2 invite templates for booking a call. I want you all to comment in the chat right now. How many of you did a post this week inviting people to book a call? Just give me a yes or a no in the chat. How many people here did a post this week inviting people to book a call? Let me know in the chat. Virtual business school members, you don't count because we gave you the templates to do it already. If you're a non-virtual business school member. Okay, good. So we have some yeses and we have some nos. So again, one of the easiest ways to book your calendar with consults and to make high ticket sales is to be consistent. And we give you templates to do that, right? We give you an example call to action doc, all different ways that you can get leads engaging, responding to you, and you can pull them into your pipeline. 5 different sales captions, an email sales template to go to your list, a launch invite emails template, a welcome series email template. It's all there, right? And these are high conversion templates. This is why you always see members of the virtual business school sharing these crazy results that they're getting so quickly. It's because they're taking the template and they're just editing it and using it. And people are like, oh, I just made $3,000, $5,000, $11,000, $20,000 because they're using the templates. And these are just a couple of examples here. Just to give you a quick reminder of the core 4, you get your marketing masterclass that's live each month. You have the Q&A session that's live each month, the implementation co-working each month, and then the business growth module of the month. All of this is driven by you. All of this is driven by the wants and needs of our members. We're super in touch and super focused on listening to your needs, meeting your needs, and focusing on delivering the things that are going to make the biggest impact the fastest for you. You're going to get the Fast Foundations, which includes the Miracle Hour course. And then you have the community portal as well as the templates. So Danielle, let's just go through the bonus that's tonight only, really quick for everyone.
Yeah, so for the bonus that's available till tomorrow evening, so you've got 24 hours, you are getting 2 live sessions with our team specific to lead generation, and they will be walking you through the specific actions to take to generate new leads and giving you templates. So some of them will be what we discussed tonight, some of them will be different, but you will get the actual templates to implement that. And then I am going to do a DM coaching session where basically you bring the messages that you are stuck on. So people who are ghosting you, that's usually the most common one. People that are ghosting you, people that did a sales call and never respond back, people where you've just been sending them 3,000 Facebook messages and nobody's answering. We're going to get those people back in conversation. Or it could just be a challenging situation where you're kind of in a conversation, but you're like, oh, how do I get them to like a lead magnet or a sales call? How do I get them to take action of some sort? I'm like making besties over here, but I'm trying to make sales. So I'm going to help you figure out how to shift that conversation into a sales conversation. So those are the 2 bonuses. They will be available till tomorrow night, and it's Friday. So we're ending things a little early because it's a holiday weekend. So we are going to close that up at 5 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern time. So if
Yeah.
you're interested in getting in, that's what we're going to do. If you decide to join us tonight before, I'm sorry, yes. No, if you decide to join us tonight, let's do it just tonight. I'm going to throw in that extra bonus that I told you. We often offer this as a bonus for our monthly members too, not just our pay in full. So this is for anyone. Even if you do $59 a month, you get to get the access to the sales pipeline training that Ashlyn did for LinkedIn on how to find the right people on LinkedIn and how to build that into your Dream 1000 system. So it's basically how to use Sales Navigator, which is the tool that we recommend everybody use because you can literally search for the exact person you want and start connecting with them to get them into your ecosystem. You get it for 30 days for free. So even if you just use the trial and get in there and get your people stacked up, you will be good to go. But you only get that while we're on tonight, and that's going to be about probably 6 more minutes. So
Yeah.
you better get in here if you want that one.
And I see a couple people that want to join us. So definitely go ahead and get registered while we're here live. For those of you that are maybe just getting to know us for the first time or haven't worked with us before, we specialize in helping individuals build 7 and 8 figure companies in the online space. We have been one of the prominent leaders in the online space for the last 10 years, helping individuals to scale online. And we previously only did it in a high ticket capacity. So up until a couple years ago, the bottom tier to get started working with us was $30,000. And we created the virtual business school because we wanted to make the tools, resources, training, and coaching that typically only 1% entrepreneurs can access, available to everyone that has the desire and the conviction and the belief that they were made for more, and that you were giving gifts to serve, and that you want to make a difference, and that you are willing to do the work to go out and find the right people that you are meant to lead through a transformation of some kind. And so our conviction is to really disrupt the online space by bringing these solutions to everyday entrepreneurs, from startup to 8-figure plus leaders and their teams, so that you can have it all. You can have the right tools, trainings, resources, and support to build, grow, and scale your business, while being able to keep those funds fluid and accessible to spend money on advertising and team, and to not take all of your funds to have to invest in just getting the coaching that you need. So we're really excited to welcome you in, to support you inside the virtual business school, to help you reach new heights in your business and to make this your best year. And we're seeing that clients from around the globe are just having unbelievably phenomenal results, especially launching the trust building offers, which, by the way, you get a multi-part training on that. And with the training, there's a full workbook that walks you through different models, price point recommendations, templates for launching it. And we train you on how to do a founding members launch so that you can take it to market right away and get paid to create your trust building offer. So we're doing everything we know how to make this accessible, to make it a no brainer, to help you to reach your goals and to help more people win, right? To help you win so that you can connect with the right people, empower them, achieve your goals, in turn, help them achieve theirs. And then each of us is going to create a ripple effect in the world, leave a lasting legacy, make a difference, use our gifts, make lots of money doing it, and then help other people to do the same. So,
Yeah. And one thing I'll ask, because I've seen a couple questions, if you're not sure, you 100% can join at the $59. If you decide you want to upgrade, you can upgrade anytime, whether we're launching or not launching. You literally just message Ignacio and say, hey, I'm ready to upgrade. I love it. I want to stick around for good. And then you get all pay in full bonuses moving forward. The beautiful thing about our pay in full membership is you don't just get the bonuses I just talked about. You get the bonuses that we announce for the full year that you're a member. So some of these VBS members, they've been here for since the beginning, when it was like no dollars a month. It was so inexpensive, and we keep raising the price, which you will not get a price increase if you join us now. You will stay at that price. But they have gotten, literally at this point, I don't know, probably $10,000, $15,000 worth of bonuses, because they've been in it now for a year, some people 2 years now, like we're going on the second, like they're renewing again, and they're getting these bonuses over and over and over again. They just keep getting the bonuses. They're like, oh, okay, this is awesome. So, I'm sorry, it's only been a year, right? It feels like it's been a lifetime. It's only been 1 year, but they've gotten a year's worth of 4 or 5 master classes every time we launch. They get new template bundles, they get new trainings, we've done audits, like all these crazy things, and they get that for the full year they're the member. So if you can swing that 639, it's absolutely like quadruple worth it. But if you're not sure, we totally get it. Like, try us out. We are
yeah,
so confident. Like, get in there, do the $59. You get access to all the things that we just talked about, the Miracle Hour, the Dream 1000, uh, the trust building offer. You get access to that for $59.
yeah.
Like, get in there, see what we're about. And we're really confident you'll either want to stay monthly, which is fine. If that's just your budget right now, we totally understand and respect that. But we know a lot of you'll get in there and you'll want to upgrade, because you know the value is like nuts up. So
For sure, for sure, for sure. So, if you want to take advantage of the tonight only bonus, go ahead and register now. It's 9:30. We'll give you a window to get registered for like 10
mhm.
minutes. So anyone who gets registered within the next 10 minutes, we will grant access to that bonus for tonight. Thank you all for being here. And what I just want to remind you of is that you can and will achieve your goals. You need to follow through until completion and focus obsessively on the fundamentals. And tonight's masterclass was really about helping you to realize that not only do you have 100 leads sitting in your ecosystem right now, many of you have
Thousand.
thousands.
Yeah.
And I hope that you are walking away from this masterclass feeling clear, empowered and confident, knowing that you can take action right away and you can get way more than we had to say 100 because we want you to feel like it's a realistic number. Many of you, it is far more than 100 leads you can get in your pipeline in this next week, day, month, whatever it is for you, whatever pace you want to work at. But we gave you a lot of fundamentals tonight. They all work. They are all scalable. Our cells and our 7 and 8 figure clients are using these things to propel our businesses to become category leaders. So you don't need advanced technology tools or crazy 18-step things in order to do this. You just need to focus on simplicity, and simplicity is what is going to scale. You can and will reach your goals. You need to focus on following through until completion. Execution is the name of the game. And we are here inside Virtual Business School to not only give you the tools, walk you through how to implement them, but to cheer you on, to keep you focused, to keep you accountable, and to give you a community of winners that you can do this with. So we can't wait to see you inside the Virtual Business School. Make sure you get registered in the next couple of minutes here before that bonus goes away.
FYI, Minnie just did that. She just joined like 5 minutes ago and already said, I checked it out. There's so much that they are given even for just $59 today.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
joined
it's crazy.
5 minutes
It's
ago.
crazy. You're not even going to believe it. Like, you're not even going to believe it. And it's stuff that you can do immediately. This is not this stuff that you need to go spend 6 months figuring out. These are things that you can take action on tonight and tomorrow to start seeing traction in your business right away. That is the beauty of the premise of the Virtual Business School. Our tag is real world education, real time results. And the reason why we can get you real time results is that we're just pulling you back to the basics. We're pulling you back to those fundamentals. We're bringing you back to all the gold that is sitting right where your feet are planted right now. And we're just reminding you of your own power. We're giving you that power back in your hands, and we're showing you how to monetize it. So we can't wait to see you grow and soar and thrive inside the Virtual Business School. Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. We will send out the replay. Saw that question just come in, and look forward to seeing you inside the Virtual Business School community. Everybody have a great night.
Night, everyone.